Hey YouTube, this is Mike, and I just wanted to share a short little snippet from this episode that I really enjoyed. However, if you want to listen to the full episode, either scroll down this post or head to mikejamesreid.com/podcast for the full episode. Thanks and enjoy.
It's funny, one of the learning lessons I had many years ago, and this was in my early 30s, and one of my mentors, Philip Pearce, pointed this out to me. He said, you can't talk your way out of something that you behave your way into. So, as an example, you might say you're a great football player, right? But people have to see that, actually have to do that. You can't talk your way into something and make it true. You've actually got to do it. It's quite ironic where you pick up things in life that really resonate with you. And I'm going to go to one of the Batman movies. I can't remember which one it was. Batman's there. He's having a terrible time. He's being beaten up by all of these villains, and people are questioning whether he's a good man or not. And he turns around and he says, "It's not what you say, it's what you do that defines you." That just blew me away. So, when people talk about integrity, that's your integrity. If you're going to say it, just do it.
One of the things that I found really is a few things that from what you said earlier on, which I wanted to drill into, was you said that in life, ultimately all we can do is just choose our response to life's externals, right? And, I know, based on stuff that's happening in your life as in everyone's life, you've dealt with all sorts of challenge and adversity as we all do. But, I've been also impressed at how you've chosen to respond to those different events, and for what I think for a lot of people would really rock them, health-wise, personally, all those kind of things. I'd love to maybe, if you're happy to share, what's been one of the most challenging things that you've ever confronted in your life, whether it be, recently or in the past, and how did you emotionally and psychologically sort of manage that hardship, and what sort of frameworks or ways of thinking do you use to be able to navigate those really tough situations?
Well, the simple answer to that is I'm not a groundbreaker. There are, I suppose, three things that you can do in business. You can imitate, you can emulate, and you can invent, right? Inventing is really, really hard, and I'm not smart enough to do that. You can imitate, and there's a lot of Me Too people out there that just copy what things are done, or you can emulate. And the way that you emulate is go and find things that people are doing and ask their opinion and get their experiences, and then apply it to your situation and make it better, actually evolve the thing to make it better. There's a lot of recruiters out there. My system's not the best, but it's the best for me. And it has evolved through that emulation process. So the challenges that I've faced in my life, I have grown from because I've shared them with people, and I've shared them with specific people who have been through the same challenges. There's an old story about a man in a hole, right? There's this guy in a hole. It's a terrible place. He can't get out. And one of his teachers walks by and he says, help me, I'm in this terrible place. And the teacher turns around and says, here, read this, study this, do this, you'll be fine. And he does, and it doesn't help. And the next day, the local priest walks by and he says, Father, can you help me? I'm stuck in this terrible place and I can't get out. And the priest turns around and says, yeah, here, read this, do this, act like this, and you'll be fine. And he does that. It doesn't help him. He can't get out. And the third day, one of his friends walks past and he says, I'm in this terrible hole in my life. I can't get out. And the friend turns around and jumps down in the hole with him. And the bloke says, you idiot. Now we're both here. We're both stuck in the hole. And the friend turns around and says to him, mate, it's okay. I've been here before and I know the way out. So in all the problems that I've faced, be it personally, physically, financially, emotionally, the first thing I'll do is have a look around and find someone who's been in that hole. And I'll go and say, I'm in this terrible hole and I can't find my way out. And I don't look for their opinions of what they think I should do. I look for their experiences on what they did when they were in that situation. And that's a very EO thing. And I suppose, without going into specifics, in the major milestones that really happen in your life, so, Financial disasters, had a couple of those. Relationship breakdowns with family and friends, be it brothers or sisters or parents or children or wives or whatever the case may be. And of course, physical challenges when people get sick. Everyone's got an opinion. I'm not going to, say what opinions are like, but everyone knows what an opinion's like. It's always helped me to go and find the people that have actually done it. Say, okay, when you got here, what did you do and why?